What if I told you that more than 2.5 million people crossed the US-Mexico border in just 1 year? Would you believe it? Now, hold on. You might be wondering, how did we get here? Let's break this down. But here's the twist. This isn't just about numbers. It's about lives. Thousands of individuals risking everything to find safety, opportunity, and hope. But why does this keep happening? What's really driving this? And more importantly, why is the system overwhelmed? Can you guess what percentage of these migrants are fleeing violence? Or which country has the highest number of asylum seekers right now? Across the ocean, the UK is facing a similar situation. But here's where things get even more complicated. While the US deals with thousands at the border, the UK is dealing with boats. Yes, small boats. Trust me, the story of what's really happening at these borders is something you won't want to miss. And here's where it gets even crazier. These numbers aren't just stats, they're real people, and the consequences are massive. In fact, a surprising number of these migrants are coming from countries you might not expect. Can you guess which ones? So, what's the solution? Well, you might be shocked to know that some countries are handling this crisis much better. Let's find out how. Imagine a country where thousands of people risk their lives to cross borders, hoping for a better future. But what if I told you that the immigration systems in the USA and UK are buckling under the weight of this crisis, and it's only getting worse? First, let's talk numbers. In 2023, the US saw over 2.5 million migrants crossing its southern border. Let that sink in. That's more than double the population of some US states like Nevada. According to the Department of Homeland Security, immigration arrests hit a 15-year high last year, and these are just the legal encounters. Think about how many more are slipping through. But here's the catch. The US system is so overwhelmed that we're seeing a sharp increase in illegal crossings. And here's a troubling fact. More than half of all undocumented migrants are from countries like Mexico, Guatemala, and Honduras. Why is this happening? Well, a combination of rising violence in home countries, economic instability, and the lure of the American dream. But the situation isn't just about numbers. It's about the lives being affected every day. Meanwhile, across the pond, the UK is facing its own immigration headache. In 2023, nearly 45,000 people crossed the English Channel in small boats, trying to reach the UK. This figure is up by 60% compared to just a year ago, and the UK government is struggling to keep up. From 2015 to 2022, the UK saw a 30% increase in asylum seekers. But here's the catch. While the UK is dealing with thousands coming by boat, the overall asylum system is processing cases at a painfully slow pace. In fact, the waiting time for a decision has tripled in the past decade, leaving many families in limbo for years. Not only that, but there's been a massive rise in anti-immigrant sentiment in both countries, leading to political chaos and public backlash. In the UK, PM Starmer's promise to stop the boats has left many questioning whether his government is really able to tackle the issue. Now, let's get real for a second. Behind every number, there's a face. These migrants, whether they're crossing the southern border of the USA or trying to reach the UK in dinghies, are running from violence, poverty, and oppression. And what do they face in return? A system that often treats them as criminals rather than as refugees in need of help. Thousands of migrants find themselves trapped in overcrowded detention centers, waiting for years to get the paperwork sorted. And let me tell you, the mental toll this takes on people is massive. In 2023, the World Health Organization reported that mental health issues are skyrocketing among refugees due to long-term uncertainty and fear. It's no wonder that nearly 50% of refugees report feeling anxiety and depression as a direct result of their journey. So, what's the solution? Immigration reform. Both the US and the UK need to rethink their approach. Countries like Canada have already begun implementing innovative programs that allow for smoother integration and quicker asylum processes. It's a win-win. In the UK, it's about providing better support to refugees and ensuring that resources are allocated more effectively to manage the overwhelming flow of migrants. So, what does all this mean? The immigration crisis in the USA and UK is not just a political issue, it's a humanitarian one. Both countries are facing pressure from within and from the international community to reform their systems and provide better solutions for those seeking refuge. It's clear that action must be taken now before the crisis becomes even more severe. If you're as concerned as I am about the future of immigration, hit that like button, share this video, and let's start a conversation. What do you think is the solution to the immigration crisis? Let me know in the comments below.